Hello everyone, and welcome back to our video series of smart polling, either in the workplace, business environment, in the classroom. So here in this particular setting, we're going to talk about organizing your polls, right? So we have a lot of different polls here. We've already talked about the main poll page, and also talk a little bit about how you can get some of your reports, okay? So when you make a poll, everything is, how should I say this, is unorganized, okay? If you remember when we had our last video, I made that poll, are you looking forward to summer? Now, it just put that poll right at the bottom, okay, of my unorganized list. And then below that list, I have polls that I've actually put together, and I've organized them in terms of topics from different courses that I teach, okay? So it's helpful to keep your polls organized, and I've been kind of letting this go for this video series so you can kind of get a sense of what's out there and how you can kind of organize them, okay? So it's pretty easy. So one of the things that you can do is you can sort of look for polls that all have a similar topic, similar interest, similar unit, similar issue for a business, and you can kind of put them all together and in one sort of, I don't want to call it a folder, but we can kind of say it, look for it as a similar topics. So here's some ones that certainly are similar. I have a question about a thesis. All right, I think that's important. I have a question about historian's arguments. All right, I think that's important. I have a question about what was most interesting, the thing they learned from the article. So you can see those all deal with text analysis, and I think that's important. Maybe we should sort of group them together, okay? So I have those few clicked, right? And now, once you click on a polls, you can do some things. You can group them, you can ungroup them, you can download them as the slides or screenshots, which are really important. We'll talk about that. We talk about presenting. You can get your reports on them, all right? If I hit report, I don't have the upgraded feature, but what's going to happen now, it is going to now export all the answers as a nice Excel CSV file, all right? And then you can kind of discover a lot of your insights. Again, think about from all standpoints, from responses in terms of a panel, in terms of marketing, in terms of business, in terms of enterprise usage, in terms of teaching for a grade book, right? So again, that's with the paid version of the Poll Everywhere, okay? Now, I hope I didn't, no, I bet I did. I bet I just lost all that. I knew that was going to happen. So we talked about what was interesting from we looked at the historical argument, right? We have what was most interesting thing you learned from the article, right? And we had one more, I thought, about the document itself, was interesting fact from the document. That's fine. So I can group that, and now it just appears as a new group, and it puts it at the top of your grouped list. So now I can click on this, right? And I can rename it, okay? So I can rename it Historical Arguments, right? Update the name, which is really kind of nice. I can convert it to a survey, which will put all three polls together, right? And now it has your group was subject referred to and moved to ungrouped. All right, so now you can kind of put it as a survey, all right, put it all together. Okay, so that was kind of a little bit misleading, a little bit confusing, but now it's kind of all put together as a survey. Okay, so those are some of the aspects that you can do with it in terms of what you want to have. You can see all the different groups that I have. So right here is all those different ones, and you see how it made into a survey, okay? And now it says historical arguments, and now it's highlighted a little bit differently. It's in gray, and now it's a survey, okay? So I can convert it back to a group, or I can share out the survey. So why would I want to do this? Well, you really can't share out a group. See how this is? And you have to share out each poll individually. But if I wanted to ask all these questions, and especially if I wanted to ask them perhaps not in a live setting, I want to ask them perhaps on their own time to go back and take the survey, I really got to do it like this, because now I can share this survey. It gives me this link, and now anybody can answer this survey at any time they want. If in a group, really you could only share out individual surveys, okay? So you really got to think about how do you want to present this, and is this going to be in a survey where you're going to sort of share it out later, or is this going to be more of a group that you're going to probably mostly use in a live setting? So I can click this, All right, and I can actually go down convert to a group. If I click it to a group, boom, it turned back into a group. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that. That's how that works. If I wanted to add another poll to this, I can add an activity, and now it's going to add another poll to that group. And I can duplicate it if I want to make a copy of it. And why would I do that? Well, maybe I want to organize it by sessions, by teams, by groups. And you can kind of see here, I used to organize them. I have like, this is a similar poll, thesis, quote, discussion, question, and I have it multiple times because I'm probably going to use it for individual classes. I want to keep my responses separate. Okay, so that's kind of the way you organize your polls into groupings. You can also kind of move your polls around up and down. They don't have to stay in this order. I know sometimes even in your groups, it gets a little bit confusing. You have a lot of things here. So you kind of want to organize them a little bit differently. You can certainly do that. And you can always search by title. If you're looking for a group or a survey that you can't find, you can always do that as well. Okay, so I hope that was helpful in looking at how you organize your polls. And again, I wish I could show you some of the more reporting features, but I haven't found the need to buy the actual enterprise versions of Poll Everywhere. But again, you could really get a great Excel spreadsheet of all of your polls. Okay. Well, thank you again for watching. In our next video series, we're going to focus a little bit more on presenting and embedding your polls in different slide presentation software apps. All right, have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.